agents start close to faster them. Too fast.
Got a visual on additional hostiles in the memorial compound. They're moving.
We have to shut them down.
Better search this.
Lost a man here.
What's up agents, Patrick Wolf here. Welcome to another Division 2 build video. Today's video is going to be all about this beautiful weapon right here, the Diamondback. I'm sure you guys will enjoy this. A lot of people are fans of this weapon, so am I now. I've been trying it over the last few days and I have been having an absolute blast with this weapon through the most difficult content in the game. Hitting over 5 million damage every single shot to the head and just under 4 million every single shot to the body. So this build will be very, very good for any kind of player, even casuals. You do not have to hit headshots with this build. So let's go through the specialization first and then we will go into the build itself. So what I've gone for is going to be sharpshooter. The reason being is because this is great for any kind of rifle or sniper build. We do get weapon stability, reduced recoil and reacquisition of targets, which is great. The armor kits are really, really good. They remove status effects and increased resistance. This is great because we normally are squishy using builds like this because we want to get the most out of every single shot because it's single shot damage, and because the Diamondback has a very small magazine, we need to try to get the most out of it. Otherwise we will be spending our lives reloading, and that's the problem. I think it's only 5 bullets, so we want to make sure we get the maximum amount of damage. So this is going to help us as well on the head. So I normally go for headshots where I can, but like I said, you do not need to. You will get rewarded if you can hit headshots, but any kind of player will be able to use this build and hit huge numbers, even to the body. So make sure everything else is activated. I don't want to go through it. I'm sure we are all aware of this right now. You don't need to use this drone because we do have, I think it's like a 9-second pulse. So we will always know where NPCs are around us, and I'm going to show you how I did that shortly. Rifle damage would need to be on, so make sure you guys do have this activated because I always forget. I am guilty of that. Let's take a look at the build now. I've got just under 1 million armor. Now, I recommend you guys not having more than 1.3 million armor because otherwise you won't be getting the most out of every single shot. We want to make sure we're dishing out as much damage per shot as possible, as the Diamondback has a very small magazine. Let's take a look at the weapon. So we've got Agonizing Bite. Diamondback randomly marks an enemy. You will see a line go towards that enemy. Hitting that enemy consumes the mark, guaranteeing a critical hit with damage amplified that's multiplicative by 20%. After hitting a mark, all shots fired are guaranteed critical hits for 5 seconds. This is very, very powerful as we don't need to spec into critical hit chance. There we can go for just all critical hit damage and headshot damage, which means we can get really, really high numbers without having to worry about critting. Now that's very strong considering even if you max your crit chance out on other weapons, it's only going to be 60%. This is 100% guaranteed a crit, which is incredibly powerful if used correctly. So make sure you guys do give this a go. Now you can use other rifles, but this is just really perfect with this build, and you would then have to spec crit chance, therefore losing a lot of your damage. So this gun really does make sense and it's amazing. So whatever weapon you want to use, secondary and pistol, that's completely up to you. I've just got a spare assault rifle. It's got no crits, so we're going to mainly go for headshots. A shotgun would be good from close range as well. So I've got a pulse here. The reason why I have got this scanner pulse is because with this build, you are quite squishy, especially in legendary content, and we need to see where the NPCs are. So that's why I have got it on me. So the first piece we're going to go through is going to help that, the Night Watcher mask. Now you can put whatever you want here. It's completely up to you, but I really do enjoy this. It gives me a bit more armor, and it gives me a 100% scanner pulsed haste, which gives us about a 9-second cooldown on our pulse. And this works perfectly because we have got spotter on the chest piece. So the pulse will activate the damage, which is multiplicative on the chest piece. So we always have that extra 15% multiplicative damage, which is really, really powerful. That's why we have got this here. So I've rolled critical hit damage. So critical hit damage and headshot damage are the two statistics you would like to go for, or attributes. So make sure you guys put that on your build. So I've got armor rolled on this one. You can have a red. It is difficult to find a good mask with critical hit damage or headshot damage that you can roll a red on. But if you can, go for it. All my modifications are going to be the highest critical hit damage modifications I can find. The chest piece is going to be 1 Providence for headshot damage. We've got headshot, crit damage, and critical damage again with spotter. Very, very nice talent. It's going to always be active because of the beautiful mask that we have. Because we cannot put linked laser pointer on this gun, we will not be able to pulse the NPCs at all times. As you can see, this has just got a grip with stability and a magazine for reload speed and critical damage there, which is nice, and accuracy. So this is how we're going to make sure we have spot up all the time. It works really, really well. Right, so the holster, I've gone for an improvised holster. I see a lot of people running Walker and Harris one piece. Do not run Walker and Harris one piece. It is not very good. The 2-piece is okay, but it's still not really worth it. I'd rather go for something else. So this is really, really powerful for this build. The armor regen is not perfect. Headshot damage would be perfect, but give it a try. Go craft them at the crafting bench. The great thing about this is we can put a modification in this holster, which is great, and it's unique to improvised holsters. Only you can do that on this holster, or improvised knee pads or gloves, things like that. So I've got another critical hit damage modification, which gives me a lot of crit from this one piece, which is very, very nice. We can get up to 24% critical hit damage just from the holster, which is great. So the backpack is a Grupo for more critical hit damage for the one piece, headshot damage, crit damage, more crit damage with vigilance. We get 25% weapon damage. It's one of the best you can have. It's very, very powerful. There are other options you can use, but this is really, really good and works great. The gloves, yield faithful contractors, guys. Damaged armor 8%, still best in slot. Very nice. Critical hit damage rolled there. Also the knee pads, best in slot. Fox's Prayer are really, really good. Now if you want to use improvised pieces, you can, but it's just too strong. You cannot go wrong with these. Try get ones with critical damage. I think they were sold at the vendor. If you guys watch my vendor videos, then you should have bought a few, but hopefully you did, so you can put this piece on. Right, so like I said before, the pulse and the shield, you can use whatever skill you want, put whatever modification you want. Just make sure you go for active regen, holstered regen, and health on the shield. And then you don't need haste, so just put duration and stuff like that. Duration would be good for the pulse. So statistics, this is where the build shines, I think. So we've got 10% critical hit chance, which is great, because that is literally, I think that's all we get from our Shade Tech watch. Let's have a look and see, because we do not want to go for crit chance at all. So as you guys can see, with this watch, we have got critical hit chance 10%. So we have expect no critical hit chance into this build, which is perfect because we will be critting at all times. 209, just under 210% critical hit damage. Really, really nice. And 138% headshot damage with 8% armor damage. Amazing. We can hit really, really high numbers with this gun. So we also have an 82% all weapons damage bonus, and that is not even the full amount. We will be getting more. So you can pause the video if you would like to go through any of the other statistics. The skill haste is, the cooldown is 9 seconds on the pulse, which is really, really nice. And as you can see, the duration is going to be 10.5, which is great. So make sure you guys do use that mask. It really, really is nice. That's going to be it for this build video. Let me know down in the comments what you guys think of it. Are you going to give it a try? Do you enjoy the Diamondback? And with that being said, please make sure to leave a like, subscribe, and I'll be seeing everybody very soon in the next video. Peace out, guys.